5, 16, 19, 21, 33, and 10. Check results. You remember?
Podcast a day keeps the doctor away. Hallelujah, we're back and we're doing it. I've just been chilling. I'm nursing what is a very recent dry sore throat from just like, I've just been speaking for about 45 minutes. And it is crazy, like how quickly your voice will get dry and like crusty when there is no one responding to like the things you're saying, aka a podcast if you're doing it on your own. Because in real life, if you're talking for 10 minutes, I mean, if you're talking fairly, then half the time at least, you're not talking because the other person's talking. And then you have a break. Whereas if you're just talking to yourself, those 10 minutes are just flat out non-stop you saying words. And it starts to hurt kind of. But yeah, I mean, I've been watching shit. I've been watching sports. Well, that's kind of over now, but all that good fun stuff. And at the Garnacho scored a great overhead kick goal against Everton, and in that game, Angry Ginge, a streamer, very big streamer, might be the biggest streamer in the UK at the moment, was there at that game. He witnessed greatness. It's one of those goals that's like you're jealous because it's like, oh, I wish we had that at the moment, especially with Chelsea. We just had that kind of moment, and kind of just like Garnacho. I mean, Garnacho, I wouldn't actually put down as a Man United product because he signed when he was like 17 or 16 or something. That's too old for me. It's like I only recently found out that Man City signed Lavia when he was like 17 from, I think, Anderlecht. I think if you sign a player below the age of 14 or lower, maybe even that's too old. But to be honest, I think you can only really look at them as like a, a Cobham graduate or like or whatever as your product. Like he's ours, he's homegrown. If like they literally have been at your academy since like 6, I think, or like 9 or whatever. I think that's really the true one. So Garnacho really is like a product of Atletico Madrid. But like, I guess Rashford's an example, because he's been there forever. But what I mean is like Garnacho being an attacker. I know, like, obviously this is just like privilege because Chelsea have bundles of great young players, and even in the squad right now. But the ones who like I don't know, Hudson Odoi for example never really worked out. Those kind of players, the attackers, it feels like haven't really worked out. They've kind of left, and they're not doing that great either. Like Mason Mount's not doing great at United. Hudson Odoi is at Nottingham Forest, and like I don't know, like the players in the team right now, obviously Gallagher and Reece James, very good. But it would be nice to have like a player come through at the moment who's like an attacker or like a tricky winger. Like we've not really ever, have we? I mean, obviously we've had players come through who are, but I mean in recent times, not in the 90s, but like a tricky winger like your own, and not obviously Hazard is a big one to create, but like even like Raheem Sterling level, like a winger come through. It's like there's something more exciting about it. Obviously watching the David Beckham documentary when they have that moment and they score that great goal and then it like becomes an iconic thing. It would be nice to have a player come through like that. I don't know who would be that at the moment. I know there's a lot of talk about Leo Castledine, is that how you say it? But he's 18 right now and he's in the academy. Like I feel like if like, I'm sure he's good, but as an 18-year-old, I'm pretty sure 17, 18, Mount would have already been on loan at least at like Vitesse or Derby. He would have been at one of the two, probably Vitesse. I feel like at that age as well, maybe Reece James would have been out on loan already at like Wigan, or Conor Gallagher maybe would have been out at Charlton or something. I just feel like, you look at some of the top young players right now. If you're 17, 18, you're already making your pro debut. So maybe it's just us being reluctant to do that at the moment, less than it being because he's not that good. But I don't know who the next player is. And also, I don't think he's even a winger. So I guess I'm just saying I want to see like a winger come through and be that guy, pal. But this is a whole big tangent. The whole what thing I was trying to say is that he was at that game, he saw that goal. That's history. That's a documentary moment. But at the game, they were chanting some chants, which goes in his vlog. And the chant goes to the tune of "Feed the world, let them know it's Christmas time," which I'm now thinking, is that an international song or was that just a UK made thing? Or is that an international song? I'm trying to remember. It's like celebrities. And I'm trying to think, were the celebrities like niche British celebrities who aren't actually famous, or was it actually worldwide famous people and this is actually like a song? I can't remember now. But I want to lean to international. Uh, and the lyrics are changed to feed the Scousers. Scouse, Liverpool, working class area. Let's just say not the richest, right? And then, people getting on their high horse saying, how could you chant that and put it into into a video and they go past the editing process and you not see anything wrong with it? Scumbag, right? And it's like, maybe if this was tennis or rugby, I would kind of get that reaction because from diving into those Twitters of tennis and rugby, mainly tennis, it's so easy to be titled a scumbag basically, or like rude, poor attitude. You can do the smallest little thing apparently and you have no respect and you're the worst person in the world. But like in football, which how it is and stuff, it's crazy what kind of things people get on their high horse about when they want to on Twitter, when it's not the kind of sport where the environment you know reflects that. Like it's not this etiquette, whatever sport or whatever. Like some of the chants that people will chant in the stands about referees and that, you know, get pretty, pretty dicey or whatever. Well, not really, but like it's nothing out of well, it probably is sometimes. But I just mean like the whole thing is when it's about them, people don't like it, right? And also, it's a working class sport in in large. It's not like a rich, affluent area is making fun of a poor area. Like if being like feed the world, feed the Scousers when everyone's working class, really. It's like to them they're saying, oh, it's hypocritical that you could even say that because Angry Ginge, although he's a streamer, he lives in like some fucking pub, not naturally a pub, but like the fucking wallpaper's peeling off, it's held up with duct tape and shit, and it's like, oh, you're being hypocritical, but like to me that's not actually. He's not going around actually laughing at people in poverty, going ha 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 ha. I can't imagine what it'd be like to be poor. That'd be hypocritical. It's just a more or less light-hearted joke, which they would reply with, "How is it light-hearted? People die from children are dying every year from poverty," which is like, Jesus fucking Christ. People literally joke loosely about like 9/11 or cancer and stuff that kills people or killed people. But like not directly though. Like when I say people joke about 9/11 or cancer, that sounds bad on the face of it. But when people joke about that stuff, they're not like going cancer that kills people. Ha ha ha! That is funny. Imagine having that on 9/11. That was a big old joke, wasn't it? Oh, that was a good old fucking time. That ha ha ha! The buildings. That's funny. No, it's like my dog has bad skin, and sometimes we put it in like this white baby grow, which a baby would wear, so it doesn't scratch itself or whatever. Sorry. I don't mean to act like you're not part of the family because you're right there, and I know you can hear me. But like we put this in this like white gown, imagine, and then we're like, oh, little cancer patient, because she looks like she's wearing a little hospital gown you'd wear in a hospital. That's technically, you could argue, joking about cancer. But like when we say that, we're not actually thinking about people with chemotherapy and like laughing at them in the hospital bed as on like some drip feed or what. Like it's not the same thing. Like you can't. And if you are right gonna high horse people, then you obviously just have a different threshold for what's okay and what's not okay, which I guess is fair enough. But like the people who are angry about Ginge saying feed the Scousers aren't people who just happen to have like this high threshold of what's acceptable and not unacceptable, and like maybe small things like that are not acceptable for you, and that's fine across all facets, but that's not the case. You clearly go back and read their older tweets and it's like Chelsea rent boys, Lizzie's in a box, boo the national anthem, where obviously it's not listed in the Everton thing, it's the Scouts thing, but like or as Liverpool thing, the Suarez everything, supporting Suarez whatever, when he wouldn't shake Everett's hand, and it's like and also I just know for a fact, people have chanted some mad shit, and it's like when it's your thing, it's like you feel like you're from an area that doesn't receive anywhere near enough economical like attention, or just attention in general from like the government or anyone, and you feel like you got a chip on your shoulder and this and that, and when it's your thing, it's like, well, we're Scouse and we feel this way and we don't like that, so you're a scumbag because you're singing about our thing. But then when it's somebody else's thing and they're like, they're fucking you know their thing, which you don't relate to, all of a sudden it's fine and you're chanting about it, and you're like, it's like, you can't be like, that's distasteful, that's in poor taste because that's our thing, but then you'll do chants and this and that about other people's things, which are controversial and could be perceived as being in poor taste, right? It's just like, why act, why again, it's just the whole Twitter thing about like everyone else is like a scumbag. Oh, that's fucking disgusting. And again with the cancer thing as well, about like what I was saying about the dog, like, oh, cancer patient or like little hospital patient or whatever. Like when we see her with the little gown thing on, right? It's like, that's not the same as like Sunday, or was it? I can't remember which fans it was, but Bradley Lowry is like, there's this young supporter who had like, I'm not sure if it was cancer, it might have just been like a different terminal illness, but he died of that illness, and he was a supporter of either Sunderland or Southampton. I can't remember. I want to say Sunderland because I think Jermaine Defoe, he played for Sunderland, right? And I remember he was like he was usually be the one who'd take the photos, and he like knew him quite well and stuff. So I think that was Sunderland. Um, and basically he died unfortunately, and like fans went to the game recently and they had a picture of Bradley Lowry on their phone as a way to like taunt fans. That's like directly making fun of something in a direct way, where there's no kind of like thing, like you're just directly making fun of something, like, whereas randomly saying something as an off comment, it's like when you watch something and you're like, oh my god, I'm gonna fucking kill myself, I'm gonna fucking slit my wrists, I'm so pissed when you're playing the game or whatever. You're not directly making fun of suicide or like this and that. You're just saying so, like, you know what I mean? But all of a sudden, feed the Scousers, that makes you a scumbag. That's the worst thing in the world, because it's your thing, and all of a sudden you feel you feel whatever about it, and it's just like, but I just, it's just crazy how quick, and it's also because that's a person probably in a position where they're making good money and they're like doing well in their career right now, and everyone wants the opportunity to just like call someone a scumbag and tear him down or whatever. But it's just like, and he immediately apologized, which some people said you wouldn't even have to do, because he felt like, I'm from this area and I care a lot about working class people and this and that. But like, it's just crazy because like these same fans probably comment under stuff all the time. Probably half of their tweets are comments that literally are just titled "Game's Gone Soft," but then you want to tweet stuff which, by your own logic, would be things that come under the category of games. Oh, it's life's too soft now. These Twitter snowflakes. That's the kind of thing that these accounts who are calling them a scumbag would tweet about other stuff. These goddamn snowflakes. That's the kind of thing they would say. But now it's like, whoa, there. I mean, it's just like crazy how people do that. Like, I saw a tweet. This is like completely unrelated, but she tweeted like, it was like, how can a guy with a receding hairline be at a pub trying to move to me or something when you should be, I can't even remember what it was. And then like people immediately went on her Twitter account, scrolled down like 4 photos, saw a picture on Christmas with like her and her man and her kid, and her man had like a receding hairline, and they cropped it and was like, can you believe this is her guy's hairline? And it's like, I can't believe that these are things that are not on purpose. Like, tweeting stuff that immediately people could like just go on your Twitter page and see immediately. Like, it's just weird. But that's just like, Twitter's a weird place, and I'm still finding that out somehow. And it's not even that Twitter. Like, Twitter actually, when you say Twitter's a weird place, it's like, what is it though? It's just an empty social media app with no one's on it. What you're really saying is people are just weird, or people behave weirdly online, which I guess isn't a hot take. It's just life. But yeah, like the fucking scumbag stuff for singing "Feed the Scousers." is crazy because, you know, they've probably chanted some wild shit like most fan bases have. This isn't just about Liverpool fans or Everton fans or fucking anyone. It's just football. And I'm not saying it's right just because everyone will shout stuff that's like maybe not acceptable. But like it's more just it's what football is. Like you might not agree with ones when they're against you, but like calling someone just I don't know, it's just like a weird line. But yeah, that's all. I really need a drink of water. You can probably tell. This is pod a day. I don't know what number it is. I'll see you in the next one.
Here with the kids, and I had like 3 kids, and the geezer was probably on like maximum 20 bags a year. Like the most boring bloke you'll ever meet. He was like a hero.